understands what it takes to win. This is a team that had experience in the Sweet 16 last year. They stubbed their toe through 4 games in a challenging schedule where they lost 4 in a row. Now they've won 4 in a row.
Georgia Tech in their road blue. Kayla Blackshear, the sophomore sharpshooter, off the miss. For North Carolina, this is a team with so much depth. 4 of the 5 starters back this season, all juniors, meaning 86% of their offense is back on the floor this year. Blackshear with the steal and a turnover on the opening possession. For Georgia Tech, it's been an inconsistent year for Nell Fortner and company. 3 freshmen in the starting lineup this year, including Kara Dunn, who's also been a factor now with her 8th straight appearance in the starting lineup.
Well, what Nell Fortner will do is bring 2 former All-ACC type guards off the bench. One from Florida State and Bianca Jackson, the other Cameron Schwartz from Boston College, and they both provide energy.
As that daunting defense for North Carolina forcing the turnover on the shot clock violation. Our officials today, Denise Brooks, Rod Creech, and Brandon Enderline, as Ustby gets the mid-range jumper to drop in the first 2 points for the Tar Heels.
This is what Ustby does so well. She rebounds and gets them in their transition game. She scores with 2 feet in the paint, and she's a great cutter. You better jump to the ball and not let her cut across the front of your face like that, because that's what happens when you let players cut across the front of your face.
Naredo, native of Spain, the freshman with the first 2 points for Georgia Tech. Here's Hodgson, loading off a 3-point shot. That is her specialty.
That action was on the other side of the floor. You've got to stay tight with her on the weak side.
Toni Morgan gets her first 2 points.
I think she's a baller. I think she has high IQ. I think she understands, and she's going to get challenged by Deja Kelly today.
As Todd-Williams off the miss into the hands of Dunn, as Georgia Tech wants to go up tempo. Blackshear on the baseline. Dunn firing off a 3, knocks it down. What a start for Georgia Tech.
It's good that Dunn doesn't let that push off take away her aggressiveness. She's seeking shots, and Georgia Tech can't turn down shots. If they get a good look, they've got to take it. They want to play fast. They can take the first shot that's available.
Deja Kelly, the #1 scorer, 25 in white for North Carolina. As Ustby with the left-hand dribble tries to finish with the right. Poole there with the offensive rebound and the second chance.
That is what Poole does well. She plays her role very well for North Carolina.
Dunn again from the corner. No, there's Kelly with the rebound. Deja Kelly, who was named to the midseason top 25 watch list for the Wooden Award. As Ustby knocks down the short-range jumper. A Georgia Tech team looking for a new identity this year after what they lost a season ago.
Trying to play faster, Brick. That's exactly right. Trying to be more up-tempo. And you know what? They won against Syracuse in their last game playing that way. It's the way Nell Fortner has wanted to play all season.
Morgan with the strong drive. Toni Morgan, 4 points. The freshman out of Tallahassee, Florida, having averaged double digits in scoring over her last 3 games. Here's Kelly. Off glass and in. Cameron Schwartz, the #1 scorer off the bench for Georgia Tech into the game, 1 in blue. And the 12-foot jumper off the mark, and there's Todd-Williams with the rebound. Ustby battling Blackshear, who's going to get called for the foul. That's going to be her first.
If you don't throw that pass in there, that foul may not have been called.
Kennedy Todd-Williams sees a lane, strong to the basket, count it, and the foul.
I mean, this is a great swipe through and take. Brick, I'm telling you, she is 17 for 19 in the last 4 games. This is the best stretch that she's had all season going to the line.
Morgan working with 5 left on the shot clock. Takes it, and it's going to be Kelly with the foul of ACC women's basketball in a year.
Brick, I mean, I've been saying it for a long time. I think, you know, with NC State going on the road and beating Louisville today, And Tania Latson for Florida State next Sunday. Just set your dial for it. Those are going to be two high-scoring guards. I can't wait.
You've said it best. You've got to have good guard play in the ACC to make a run in this conference. Kelly for three. Knocks it down. Deja Kelly helping North Carolina stretch it out to a 5-point lead. Allows for Georgia Tech on a second chance opportunity. Swartz, great feed down low. Hermosa, too strong. Off the mark, Ustby. And North Carolina can hold for the final shot.
Let's see if Nell Fortner stays in a man-to-man right here. If they switch to zone, because they're going to go 1-4 low right here. Come with a late ball screen.
Kelly at the point with 5. Looking for some help, takes the shot herself and knocks it down. Deja Kelly, the #1 scorer for North Carolina, finishes that first quarter with 7 points, and North Carolina has a 7-point lead.
I mean, this is a big time and score, high IQ, understanding. Over 6'5", Deja Kelly, 6 the bucket. I think Tania Latson is a really interesting study as a freshman in this league who just might be the player of the league. We know she's the rookie of the league, but will she be the player of the league? And the Big Ten, when she was a head coach at Purdue, no one's done that. Plus an Olympic gold medal in 2000. She has a long resume of success in the game.
I was just going to say, everywhere she has gone, success has followed. Hermosa trying to connect on the pass to Dunn, out of bounds for Georgia Tech with 5 early turnovers. Kelly trying to find Paris in stride, who lost the handle of it. And it will be a turnover for North Carolina, their 4th.
Tar Heels back in the 3-2 matchup zone.
The zone that they started against Notre Dame has seen success, part of that 4-game winning streak for the Tar Heels. Swartz still looking for her first 2 points. Muscles her way, and somehow the floater drops.
What a tough bucket.
Ustby looking to go coast to coast. From defense to offense.
It opens up the floor.
That's a showcase right there of pure athleticism for the junior out of Rochester, Minnesota. Carter lets it fly from beyond the arc.
Cameron Swartz is only shooting 33% from the floor. And so you take a tough shot, and it allows North Carolina to run and get a corner 3.
How about the performance we're seeing from Deja Kelly? Carter again from beyond the arc. 6 points already, thanks to a couple of made threes for the junior out of Georgia. Poole tries to split a double team. As Poole to the free throw line, a 69% free throw shooter.
An area that they need to continue to improve upon.
And in fact, to counter that, that's one of the strengths for Georgia Tech this year, who as a team shoots 77% from the line. As we approach the midway point, Blackshear. Good defense in the low post as Poole came up with the block.
That's when you got to pump fake, play off 2 feet.
Hodgson sees a lane, off glass and in.
From the weight room this offseason, and you cannot bump her off her line.
Jackson, too strong, baseline move. Destiny Adams seeing her first action, 20 in white for North Carolina. Paris, and they're going to call a blocking foul against Morgan.
The first level is your primary defender, to spray the ball to someone who's wide open. She's capable of doing all of those things.
A 26-19 lead for the Tar Heels. Laredo firing off a 3, off the miss. Todd-Williams comes up with a rebound. Destiny Adams, who was so critical in the win over NC State with 8 points in that 4th quarter. As Paris, too strong, but there is Poole once again, trying to find some type of consistency. A young team that lost a lot of talent from a year ago. Swartz, they need her to get going.
Georgia Tech needs to keep this thing between 2 to 4 possessions going into the break so they can gain a little confidence and regroup. And you have to make North Carolina execute. They're so good in transition, you have to take something away. That's what you try to take away, is their transition game.
Shot clock under 10. Todd-Williams letting one fly from beyond the arc.
Kennedy Todd-Williams is such a great utility. She can do so many things well for North Carolina.
That is one of the strengths for the Tar Heels this year. The only ACC team with 3 players in the top 10 in points per game. Quick takeaway, Noredo. No help, takes it herself, banks it off glass.
See, they've scored back-to-back. They've been able to set their D.
Both of these teams come in with solid scoring defenses. As Poole off the miss, both hold their opponents to under 60 points per game. As Jackson looking for some help.
I would run something for Carter here.
Under 90 to go in the first half.
You got a mismatch right here with Poole guarding Noredo.
Jackson, 15-foot jumper, knocks it down. She was held scoreless in the first half against Syracuse, gets her first 2 points.
That's the kind of patience you're looking for right there, Brick. You knew you had a mismatch.
Ustby's been very quiet in this second quarter. Left open for 3 and gets it to go. How about Ustby? Her just 7th made 3 of the year. Noredo looking to create off the dribble drive. Swartz left open for 3.
She's made a couple of baskets in a row.
The #1 leading scorer for Georgia Tech at over 12 a game, coming off the bench. Has 7 points. Poole looking to create. Kelly left open with 3 on the shot clock. Ustby the offensive rebound. Kelly one more time. Gets it to go. And that is how we end the first half. 13 points for Deja Kelly. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. But the noted stat, too, for Georgia Tech has been their bench play.
The other thing, too, Brick, we talked about in the first half, Georgia Tech had to have this like a 2, 3, or 4 possession game at the half. It's a 3-possession game. So now this young team that's in rebuild mode can come on the road here with no pressure against North Carolina, who's ranked number 17 in the country, who's playing their best basketball right now, and just play.
Blackshear with the miss on the jumper. Empty possession on their first try in this third quarter. It's North Carolina on an incredible 4-game win streak. Kennedy Todd-Williams, floater in the lane, but she will head to the free throw line. If you look at what Georgia Tech does, it's almost a mirror image of what Tennessee does with their best scoring option coming off the bench. Tennessee does that with Herkia Jackson, and here's Cameron Swartz.
You know, and if you need a punch, some coaches don't worry about that and just play whoever's playing and earns it in practice. It's nice to have 5 or 6 starters or 7 starters on your team.
Swartz, top of the arc, left open for 3. And the rebound brought down by Ustby, who had an incredible third quarter in that win versus Duke. Poole in the low post. Works her way in, too strong off the glass, but Todd-Williams, opposite end, rebound and putback.
3-2 zone by the Heels. We only saw it on a baseline out of bounds play in the first half.
Swartz off that high ball screen, lets it fly for 3, and she's into double figures with 10 points. Kelly left open for 3, why not?
This is where you got to keep that body language positive right now. Keep battling.
Kelly there for the rebound. She had 13 made 3s coming into this game today already. She is 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Ustby with the left-hand finish.
And NC State was ranked ahead of them at that time. And then you beat your other rival, Duke, who was undefeated.
And according to the latest bracketology by Charlie Cream, North Carolina went from a 6 to a 4 seed. Off the steal, Todd-Williams with the pretty finish.
I can't wait to see how that plays out, because right now we have no idea who the top 4 teams are going to be.
Jackson off the miss.
We have an idea of a couple, maybe. But there's so much basketball left to be played.
When's the last time that the ACC tournament had so much intrigue with the first and second rounds based on the depth this year? As Ustby going reversal. She's into double figures. 13 points for her today. Morgan with an answer.
That's a great take. The Georgia Tech's got to chip away again. They got to get it back to 3 possessions at the fourth quarter. You've got to get some stops.
Kennedy Todd-Williams back-to-back possessions with a made basket for the junior.
I mean, that's not bad. I think you got to protect your home court in this league. It's so challenging. But yeah, the top 4 seeds in the NCAA get to host, and it is an advantage when you get to stay at home.
Last year, North Carolina made it all the way to the Sweet 16 before losing to eventual national champ South Carolina. Hodgson for 3, knocks it down, nothing but net for the transfer from William and Mary.
It was just 3.5 minutes ago, Brick. Was it an 8-point game? That's how quickly North Carolina can fire.
And this offense certainly has been showcasing at a high mark today, although Morgan answers with a 3. Meanwhile, North Carolina's offense shooting 55% from the floor this afternoon. They have struggled offensively over this 4-game win streak.
Georgia Tech trying some zone.
Kelly with the short jumper and an answer. I checked in last week. I saw Muffin McGraw in a pink Cadillac, it looked like, or pink Mustang. Definitely was a convertible, though. Jackson for 3. Harris there for the rebounds. Harris, the only new face on this roster this year, but has adapted well, according to Courtney Banghart. New York tough as Paris finishes with the right hand.
Yeah, she is really tough to check. She's confident, and she can shoot the 3, so you have to come with a long closeout, and then she likes to bust by like that right there. Good exchange.
Well, Adenaz picking up her 3rd foul. Part of the intrigue for North Carolina is as Paris, unable to get the ball in, turns into a missed opportunity for North Carolina.
One of the great brands in college sports, and certainly in basketball.
Feed by Morgan to Blackshear in the low post. Nearly 15 points and over 9 rebounds per game, but here held in check to just 1 point on the afternoon. And a jump ball situation with
even North Carolina. Last time they went with this flat ball screen, and Kelly made a play.
Down to 3 for Kelly. The junior with the drive just forces one up. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. North Carolina with a +9 advantage in that 3rd. First thing she said when she walked into this arena, she goes, "I can't believe Michael Jordan played here."
I know, it's amazing. I think of it every time I come in here.
Georgia Tech looking for a run, and they need one in a hurry. Shot clock under 10 for Dunn. Freshman driving baseline, and she will head to the free throw line. Of course, opposing players have to deal with the curtain of chaos, as I found out. Missing both at the free throw line, Dunn, but an offensive rebound. And Harrison certainly making her mark, leads to a jump ball situation. And possession to North Carolina. Come up with some creative things. I saw against Duke. The colonial era, if you will, as Paris front iron that 3-ball attempt. It's great to see the student section this year, especially at Carmichael Arena, as Carter knocks down the mid-range jumper. Poole one-on-one with Harrison and won that matchup. And Georgia Tech still with some fight in them, down by 14. Blackshear, bounce pass inside.
Good pump fake. That's how you draw a foul. Gonna put some points on the board without the time running.
There's Destiny Adams just picked up her 3rd foul. 1 of 2 at the line, as North Carolina still looking for their first points of this 4th quarter. Kelly working with the shot clock down to 7. Hodgson forcing her way through a double team, draws contact.
And she's strong, and you can't move her off her line.
And now it's in their second year at the NBA program here at North Carolina.
Keenan Flagler.
Dunn working in the corner with 6 on the shot clock.
Got to get the ball to the other side of the floor.
Morgan has to force one up. Good defense by North Carolina. 15-point lead for North Carolina.
You're right about the fight, though, Brick. Georgia Tech hasn't given up. Look at the play by Harrison.
Harrison hits the deck. Carter saves it out of bounds into the hands of Adams. Morgan goes down. 2-on-1 leads to a play and a pull bucket. The talented sophomore out of Manchester, New Jersey.
There's a nice duck in.
As Dunn throws one up wildly, fouls up her own shot, forces her way in for the second chance points. I mean, she was spectacular in less than a 2-minute span against NC State. 8 points for her. As Poole splits the double team, can't convert, gives it back to Georgia Tech. Morgan 13 points to lead Georgia Tech on 5 of 8 shooting today. Closing in on a third double-double. And Carter fouled by Adams. We saw today at shoot-around, there were some individuals wearing Dartmouth hoodies. Found out that some of her former players, when she was an assistant at Dartmouth, made the trip to the game today.
It's always great to remember where you came from.
Final 4 minutes of this one. North Carolina looking for a 5th straight victory. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Todd-Williams forces it up, but bailed out by the foul.
It's much easier to slow a team down than it is to speed them up. So if you're going to take something away from the heels, it's part of the reason why, should this hold, they're going to win 5 in a row.
Kennedy Todd-Williams, 13 points for her. Much different story from the first 4 ACC games for the junior out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, to now what we've seen over this 4-game win streak coming into today. As Ustby comes down with the rebound.
And I'll tell you what, Georgia Tech, when you watch them on film, you see how hard they play, you see how young they are, but you see them getting better. And it's not showing in the win column right now, but they are getting better.
Although they only lost those 3 games by a combined 14 points.
Well, what did Courtney Banghart tell us today? They stayed aggressive.
She has found success, even was a 4-time state champion in soccer.
From your soccer team or from your basketball days?
I mean, the list goes on. She was a 3-time state champion in tennis. And here today has really put it all together, especially on the offensive side. Takeaway by Harrison. Harrison going coast to coast, and she's putting up some valuable minutes for Nell Fortner.
They are going to like watching her on film tomorrow. She's going to like watching herself on film. And she goes with another play. Harrison came in, remember, first to the jump ball, then she's made a couple of plays since. She's doing a really nice job. 15-point game.
Be incredibly aggressive coming off the bench. Swartz trying to knock off a 3, and she does. To get it into Ustby. That's how North Carolina is going to use the clock to their advantage. Paris. Courtney Banghart wants her team to run the offense.
Tony Morgan again guarding a 5-player.
Ustby with that fadeaway jumper that she's well known for. 15 points for Ustby.
Tell you what, that is beautiful. Takes a lot of work to get that. 6
of 9 from the floor for Ustby. They work it around to Carter for 3. That one rims in and out, and another rebound taken down by Ustby. That'll be her 7th.
Of course, Ustby's going to have to shoot the ball better. Her percentages are going to have to be better, but definitely she's capable. And I know she'll work at it.
Saw the smile on her face coming down the floor because she made it 2 free throws. Not bad for a 50% free throw shooter. Morgan muscles her way in off glass with a response.
Kid. What a good-looking freshman for Nell Fortner.
15 points to follow up her 16-point performance back on Thursday. Here's the steal by Dunn. And it's back to a 12-point game.
You gotta respect the work ethic and the hustle by Georgia Tech. Ustby with another rebound.
So North Carolina, with under 30 seconds to go, is going to improve to 14-5 on the season, 5-3 in the ACC, and more importantly, keep this win streak intact to make it 5 straight wins.
But what they're dealing with are fixable things. So
Harris knocks it down. 70 points on the day for this North Carolina team. We certainly got a great deal of offense from a number of contributors, including Deja Kelly, who had finished with 18 points, 4 threes, one of 4 players in double figures for North Carolina here tonight. And it leaves 1.5 left on the clock, and North Carolina is going to come away with another impressive conference victory. 70-57, North Carolina gets the win. And another impressive performance for Courtney Banghart and company.